Good day, and let me welcome you to Navigating Dating Landscape. And this is a five-part video series in which I attempt to answer questions that my future daughter could possibly ask me when it comes to issues of dating and relationship. And in today's episode, we are attempting to answer, when should I date? My name is Utile Muzi, and let's get to it. So dating has become a huge part of our lives, and so are relationships. And it is very important to understand and to be able to navigate through this maze because they take a huge part of your life, and they eat up most of your years. And the experiences that we get in from these dating experiences, in most cases, they even form part of who we are. And so, this six-letter word, if it can take this huge part of your life, shouldn't it be your business to ensure that at least you get it right? Because most of us have been altered by the experiences that we got from dating. Some of us, the anger that you have right now is because of the experiences that you had during your dating phase. The mindset that you have right now is due to the experiences that you had. And so, even the outlook, how you dress, how you speak to people, how you respond to certain things, how you think about certain things, I can guarantee that most of those responses and those reflexes, they are the sum of the experiences that you had in dating. So if this is the case, when then should you date? And I'm going to attempt to answer this question because it's in twofold. The when part of dating speaks of preparation, and it also speaks of age. Now, today we are going to look into the issue of preparation. Now, in the previous video of why would a man approach me and how to do what to do with it, we tried to shed a light on something that is very key and important. Those are we did say that a man would approach you because of three things: because he has a need, because he has a want, or because he sees value in you. Now, when it comes to the issue of when should I date, when you speak on the level of or on the segment of preparation, you have no business whatsoever in dating if your needs are higher than your value. If you haven't realized it, ladies and gentlemen, this is a negotiation. And in negotiations, what matters is your position of strength. So the reason why I am saying you cannot date, or you have no business whatsoever in dating if your needs are higher than your value, is because if your stomach is louder, you are going to now submit yourself to your needs regardless of your value. That is why we see people now saying, I will give him sex. If I give him sex, then I'll be able to keep him. In what you are failing to understand in that particular scenario is that your needs are higher than your value. So you must evaluate. Now, the one part of things, in my view, is you are only allowed to attempt to date if you are psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, and physically mature. Those are the bases, according to me, in which you must consider to date. And emotions are how you deal with circumstances that are of importance to you. Do you go off? Do you seek to seek understanding? Are you someone who is chaotic in nature? When a situation or a circumstance is against you, how do you respond to that particular situation? How do you respond to that particular circumstance? Do you decide that I am going to seek peace, understanding of what this is, and come to a conclusion? Or you decide on your own that this is the conclusion, these are the facts, without consultation? And when you talk about psychological level, is are you able to put those emotions under your subjection? Are you a king? Are you a queen over how you feel? How you, if you know for sure that this particular situation warrants your response, for sure it does. Are you able to still say, nope, I will not participate in this deal? Because one of the things I think along the way, we're going to talk about how you respond to certain things. And I'm going to try and show you that when someone comes to you and they have a case with you, or they have an issue with you, or they have a bone to pick with you, is that they have calculated each and every step. So when you respond, in most cases, you are falling into the trap. They know for sure that if he says, I'm gonna say this, if he says this, I'm gonna say this, if he says that, I'm gonna say this, if he says I'm gonna say this, and because of that, you are going to be a puppet in a game that someone took hours planning responses to. And one of the things that we also must be in considerate of is physical maturity. Is your body in any position to handle the purpose and the plan of relationship? And what is that purpose and that plan? What is the intention? Why do relationships exist in the first place? If you are not in any position physically to handle those plans, purposes for marriages, for relationships, you have no business dating. The physical readiness of an individual goes hand in hand with the psychological and emotional maturity of an individual. I am saying this because an egg or a sperm of an individual can be fully developed at the age of 15 or whatever age, but that does not mean that they are physically ready to date. Now, spiritual maturity is your level of trust, belief, and resilience, and stand in understanding and in knowing God. That is your spiritual maturity. What's your capacity, or what's your level of understanding of spiritual matters? You have no business whatsoever, because relationships demand the spiritual side of things, the psychological side of things, because you are not just dealing with an individual in relationships, you are dealing with everything that they have become and everything that they are from and everything that makes them. Now, when you say yes to someone, you are saying yes to the sum of the experiences that they have been through. You are saying yes to the sum of ideas that they hold dear. You are saying yes to the sum of character that they are. So now the question now is, how do you ensure that you don't fall in a trap? Because in most cases, when you interact with an individual, at the first instance, you are interacting with a PR manager of that particular individual. It is not the real person yet. You are, and you know what PR managers are for? They are for image, for branding. So in most cases, what you are interacting with, what you are smiling with, and what you are texting is not really that particular individual. No, the question now is, how do we then pull that particular individual out and put them on a scale for us to be able to understand this is something to go for or not? There are 5 things you must consider. How do we break that PR mask and get to see the face of that particular individual? And in order for us to do that, we are going to look at this very letter called face. F stands for family background. A stands for attitude. C stands for character. E stands for experiences. And in sometimes you may add S, and that will then bring in about skills. So what is the family background of this particular individual? You cannot just meet just anyone, and because they look perfect and they look well packaged, because they are supposed to, because they told them that first impressions matter, so they will package themselves very well to impress you. But what is their family background? Are they coming from a chaotic family? Are they coming from a family with a certain spiritual inheritance? You will learn in the next episode, this is in episode 3, that each and every family has some form of spiritual inheritance. What is the inheritance of this particular family? How much has his or her family affected the way they think, the way they communicate, the way they respond, the way they interact with others? And in some instances, what have they done about those family experiences? So the family background here is not gore no o tswa ko lerala or o tswa ko serowe. No, that's not family background. There is the physical family background check, and there is also the spiritual family background check, and also experiences that they have been through. Because when you now get married, which is what we are going to deal with in I believe in episode 5, when you come into this family, you are going to become part of this family. The question is, are you able to now interact, to now live with this particular family? And that is something that you must question from the beginning before you say, I do. You don't just move in and say, okay, we will figure this out. They're going to love me. They're gonna respect me. No, if they are flying planes on Sunday in that family, you will have to find, a corner for you to hide. And then another thing to consider is an attitude. What, oh Lord, what type of attitude does this person have? Is it something that you can deal with? Is it something that you can walk about with? Because we carry all these things with us wherever we go. So if your partner has an attitude towards maybe maid, towards certain people of color, or towards certain people that live certain lifestyle, that attitude becomes your brand. Mosadi wa ga semamang ga ana, because what? It's now your brand. They become extension of who you are. So in relationships, one of the things that I want you to understand is that our partners become extension of who we are. So whatever that your partner is doing out there, they are your representative. Whether you like it or not, that is why ke monna wa ga so and so. Ke mosadi wa ga so and so. So does this person's attitude does it go along with your brand? And your brand is who you are. Can you accommodate such an individual? And so we talked about the family background, we talked about attitude. Now we want to talk about character. This is at the foundation, at the backbone of everything. This person's character is everything. You must be able and be in a position to question and to understand the character that this person is. Is he a liar? Is he honest? Is he a faithful person? Is he a cheater? Is he all these things? They are coming from a certain place. And character is one of the things. The reason why I'm saying is at the backbone of everything is because that's basically who that particular individual is. There can be some work that can be done to character and to develop one's individual for a positive change. But if that particular individual does not invest in ensuring that they are better individuals, you have no business whatsoever to interact with that particular character and bring it home. Because at the end of the day, this character that you are seeing is what you will wake up to every day in bed. And now we are also going to look at the experiences. What are the experiences that they are bringing into the relationship? And lastly, S is for skills. What skills are they bringing into the relationship? There is always this issue of what do you bring to the table, what do you bring to the table. Everyone must bring something. What skills are you bringing into the relationship? This could be professional skills, this could be soft skills, this could be intellectual skills, right? Some people, because of their professions, they might choose to pair their lives with certain people of certain profession because they understand that in this journey I will need this particular individual. That is one of the things that can influence why people choose certain people. Some people have even listening skills, communication skills. These things play a role in relationships. So what skills do you bring into the relationship? It could be professional skills, soft skills, intellectual skills, whatever skills that you bring. What are those skills? How developed are those skills? And so now, if we are to break the mask of this PR, those are the things that we must consider in order for us to see that face or to see those faces, because some people don't have just the face, they have faces. So is the family background, the F is for family background, the A is for attitude, the C is for character, the E is the experiences that they bring into the relationship. You hear someone say, who are you talking to? They are not necessarily questioning your call. It's a response to the experience that they have had in the past. So in that moment, you are not necessarily being questioned about the call that you are making or that you have taken. You are being questioned over what Tabo did, over what Michael did 3-4 years back. So what are the experiences, even trauma experiences, that these particular individuals are bringing? And experiences are not only bad, but there are some that are good. Some people in relationships, they learn to communicate, they learn to listen. These are experiences. And then the last one is skills. What skills are they bringing into the relationship? And so if my daughter was to ask me, Dad, when should I date? I will caution her. You only date when you are psychologically, physically, emotionally, and spiritually mature. And we have talked about what that maturity is all about. And obviously, in dating, you must consider an individual. What are the things that you must consider? And I will have cautioned her that in order, if you consider someone, ensure that you break the PR mask. Because in most cases, many of us fall with the PR. You fall with the brand. You fall with the image. But you later on find the face of that particular individual, because that's what you are going to wake up to. And that face is the family background, the attitude, the character, the experiences that they have, and the skills that they should have brought into the relationship. If you have not investigated and understood all these dimensions, you are going to fall into a trap. Now, in the coming episode, we are going to now look into the age part of things. Remember, we did say this is a twofold question. It deals with preparation and it also deals with the age. The when should I date issue is the issue of preparation and the issue of age. And now in the next episode, we are now going to deal with the issue of age.